Flip my switch. Hey there, welcome back to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to construct a boost launch harness. What is a boost launch harness? Well, it tricks the ECM into thinking that the brake pedal is not applied, allowing you to build boost off your launch. Other guys do a brake SNIP where they cut into the ECM. I think this version of it is removable and you're not cutting wires of your ECM. So I'll flip the camera around here and I will show you how to build one yourself if you want to. If you don't want to build one, I know a guy on Facebook under Boost Launch Harness builds them for the Kia Stinger, so you can order one from him. The only thing is that he only builds a few at a time and then sends them out to people that have already opted in to buy them, so you have to wait until he puts out another order. So to build this harness, you're going to need a few things. First of all, you'll need a wire that has a fuse, and that's just a mini fuse, so you can put the 10 amp fuse in there. Putting that in there, when you have the switch on, completing the circuit, it just replicates having the fuse in the fuse box normally. When you flick the switch off, it will cut that circuit, replicating not having a fuse in it, tricking the ECM into thinking that the brakes are not applied. So you'll need one of those for sure. Next, you'll need a fuse tap that plugs into the fuse. And finally, you'll need an on-off switch of your choosing. If you got one that looks like that, these symbols, the 0 stands for 0 and the 1 stands for 1, so 0 would be off and 1 would complete the circuit. All right, I'll slap this together and then I'll go show you where you would plug this in. So this is what it would look like. I'm not going to tape it all together and make it nice yet, just in case I have to make any changes. But you have your fuse tap there. You will put the fuse that you pull out in there, or a spare 10 amp fuse. And then you have your switch. So let's get into the car and I'll show you which fuse to pull and where to plug it in. So the fuse box is just located on the left side of the steering wheel, driver's side. You are going to pull that one right there, stop lamp fuse. So let's look up there and see if we can find the stop lamp fuse. Looking at the fuse box here from the bottom, you're going to want to pull 1, 2, 3, 4. That one right there. So the second 10 amp fuse right there, that's your brake lights. So I'll pull that and stick in my connector. All right, so it's tapped and there it is. So it's installed. Some guys like to put a hole right in their fuse box cover, then put the switch in there. I don't want to do that unless I have a spare one of these covers. I want this to be completely removable. That's the whole point of this. So I'm probably just going to fish it through that hole so I can flick it on and off. So if you look, I just got the switch kind of sitting in that little empty hole for now. And I have the switch flicked to on. Just a side note that if the switch is not in the on position when you start your car will not start. The ECM will sense the brake lights are out and will not allow you to start the car. You have to have it in the on position to complete the circuit to let the ECM think that nothing is wrong with that fuse and it is perfectly normal. When you flick the fuse off when the car is running, of course it will not sense the brakes being pushed and it will allow you to build boost, more boost than you can build off the factory launch. Another very important thing to remember is that when your car is running and you do switch that switch to the off position, you will break the circuit and you will not have any brake lights. So please do this at your discretion, off-road or away from traffic, because it could be very dangerous. Let's get out to my spot and go test and see what we can do on the Draggy, if this will reduce my 0 to 60 times. Okay, to set up for a launch, you're going to want to put your car in sport mode. Turn off the auto off on start. You're going to hold down your traction. Turn off your traction and stability, so keep holding it until all comes off. Now you're ready. You'll put the car in drive, and then you will flick your switch to the off position. Mine's kind of hidden right there. You're going to want to put your left foot on the pedal Right foot on the throttle, you're going to build up to about 22 to 25. That all depends on you. And then let go and launch. You don't want to hold it too long. You just want to build it and let go. So let's get the draggy on and do some test hits. All right, everything's set up. I'm going to flick my switch to the off position. Let's build boost and see what happens. Whew, that took off like a rocket. Went up to about 2400 on that one. Okay, here we go. Flip my switch. That launch felt pretty good. So I did a couple pulls there, and I definitely beat my best 0 to 60, which was a 4.24 launching off my park brake. I got into the threes at a 3.99 was my fastest. My quarter mile was a 12.01. Almost broke into the 11s. I'm pretty sure I can break into the 11s and lower that 0 to 60 with some more practice on the launch. I'm just trying to get used to it and find that sweet spot. Seems to be rev it right up to around 23 to 2500 and let go real quick. Don't sit there on it, just get it up there and let go. But all in all, everything works. It definitely launches a lot harder. You can feel it just take off like a rocket when you let go of the brake there. So yeah, if you're interested in not cutting into your ECM, doing a brake snip, this is another option. It is again called a boost launch harness. It's pretty easy to construct. I had to do some minor modifications to the fuse tap just to shave it down a bit so I could fit it in the fuse slot without wrecking my fuse prongs that are in the factory fuse box. Other than that, it works good. Just remember that the switch has to be on to replicate factory settings so your brake lights work and everything. And then when you want to do a launch, you need to turn that switch off. The car must be running in drive to do that. If the car is not running and you have that switch in the off position, it won't allow you to start the car. It will prompt you to check your brake lamp fuse. So that's a good indication you have it on the off position. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them below there and I will answer them. If you know something that I'm missing, let me know. I like hearing from you guys and I learn a lot from you guys. So until next time.